Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we are going to work on working through my anxieties of the upcoming month of September, because between my husband and I feel like there are very few days in September where both parents are actually going to be at home. It's going to be a really interesting experience. I'm feeling a little anxious about all the solo parenting that I will have to do, but in my husband's defense, I am also traveling twice in September, 2 separate weekends. I don't know. Tell me what's better. Is it better to have to deal with the school rush and have the kids at school all day, but you have to get them out the door? This morning was not good. Or have the weekends, but then, you really don't have any time for yourself ever because they're with you all day long on the weekends. What do you think? So here are some of the things that I do when I know that I'm going to be solo parenting. So I always try and prepare as much as possible. I do change sheets or do laundry ahead of time. I try and stay on top of those normal maintenance chores that I feel like just we have always. I'm always trying to keep my home clean and tidy. That's kind of what I'm doing a lot in this video. It's just, I know some people can deal with the chaos and live in an organized mess. I just can't. I think I'm too distractible, like a magpie. I see mess and I have to do something about it. I can't fold half a batch, and then just leave it. Also, if you're wondering why I'm wearing this wrist brace, I've hurt my arm. It's a long story, but it gets annoying and I have to take it off. But I'm just trying to force myself to rest. So I'm just letting you know. But anyway, I am preparing their afternoon snack because there's no such thing as breakfast, lunch, and dinner when you're a child. No, there's breakfast, lunch, snack, dinner, and anything else in between. So when my kids come home from school, they are famished. And if we have something else going on after school, which most days now we do, I just make them a bagel with cream cheese, which I know it's uninspiring. And I do want to make my own bagels. I just can't keep up with the demand. So these are Costco bought bagels that we slice in half and then freeze. And then they're easy to quickly defrost because you can pop them in the toaster. If you don't slice them first before you freeze them, good luck to you. I've done that. It's not good. So anyway, packing them. The two older ones are going one way. The little one is going another way. This is only possible because my husband is home this week. But next week, it's going to be all me driving around like a maniac. So I'm trying to calm my nerves by being organized. And I guess that starts now. Other things that I have really found helpful is not just organizing the day-to-day stuff, but keeping my home organized. So these are our containers. I would say takeout containers. They're not by no means takeout containers. I've converted everything to glass, basically, especially if you're going to heat anything, it needs to be kept in glass. So I couldn't find glass lids. That's hard to find, but these are, I guess, plastic lids, but the food's not touching the plastic lids and you're not going to heat it up with a plastic lid on, but these keep everything nice and safe. So I'm organizing everything. I like to let them dry out and then I store all the lids with them so that I always have a lid for a glass container. And now I am just clearing out the fridge. There was some rice that I needed to compost and there's been a recent rice outbreak, old rice outbreak. So don't keep rice for too long. And so I decided this was at noon, I'm going to make dinner. And this is one of my strategies, make ahead food. I haven't been the best about meal planning. Maybe I'll do a video about that. Meal planning doesn't work for me and my family because sometimes don't want to eat what's on the menu, what's on the list for that week. Or I have other food that I want to use up, or we have leftovers. I made more than I anticipated. Anyway, I'm making we call it South African chicken. It's basically chutney and mayonnaise. And I only buy mayonnaise for this purpose, or make mayonnaise. In this case, I bought mayonnaise. And you put it over the chicken with a bit of, I'm just going to cook some onion as well. And it's really easy and really delicious. If anyone wants a recipe, I can definitely share. But I think just the chutney, the mango, well, this is like a mango chutney that I have because I can't find the traditional South African chutney that every South African knows. But I think it's something to do with the sweetness and then the tanginess of the mayo and the fat in the mayo that really tenderizes the chicken. We're having a little iced tea break. My husband brought me some iced tea, which was really nice. But cooking ahead, and this is a meal that you can definitely cook ahead and freeze, just also makes life so much easier and much more likely that we're going to eat proper food. So you can see I'm adding the jam and then the mayo, and then I just have so much ketchup that they won't eat because it doesn't taste as good as the sort of fast food ketchup. So I'm using some of that. And then I also have a whole lot of miso paste that gives it that like umami flavor that you can't really tell anyway. So I need to use that up too. So that's what's happening with this sauce. But yeah, back to what else I do ahead of time to prep. So my husband travels a lot, but when he is home, we like to kind of spend time together. Just to, I don't know, we need to invest in our relationship too, especially as we enter this incredibly busy season of school and 3 kids and all the kind of things. We need to be good. Like, so he was bringing me lunch so we could kind of just have a quick lunch together, which was really nice. We've been going on walks when we can, because it's like feast or famine. You know, he goes away for probably 3 to 4 days at a time. Obviously, we're not going to see each other. Even talking on the phone, we try, but it can be difficult. And as sort of the leaders of this family, for lack of a better word, we need to be a strong unit. And so we need to spend time together and invest in our relationship. And now that is a lot easier that the kids are all at school. All of the kids are at school. Before it was, I mean, we would do our best, walk the baby around the neighborhood and talk if he was available, if he was home, you know. So yeah, anyway, trying our best. And then I wanted to make pizza dough as well. Again, another one of these like sort of make ahead meals. You can either freeze the pizza dough for later or keep it in the fridge for consume in the next couple of days. I was very nervous when I realized that I did not have enough instant yeast, but it still turned out great. And honestly, if you try this pizza dough recipe, you'll never want to buy store-bought pizza ever again. It's just so good. So even though I look concerned about whether my yeast is going to bloom, which shows that it's active, I would like to tell you that it did work out. So I'm just making the yeast, letting it sit there under the tea towel, going back to check on it, very concerned that it is not blooming. If you don't know what that is, basically when you combine yeast with warm water, active yeast with warm water and a bit of sugar, it starts to literally bloom like little volcanoes, and then you know that the yeast is active. Anyway, mine wasn't really doing that, but somehow the pizza dough still rose. And then I spent a lot of time on my phone coordinating my children's lives. I think I was paying for a teacher's gift or contributing to a teacher's birthday gift. I started sort of planning my life, but doing as much admin ahead of time so that I don't have to do it next week when he's gone is definitely helpful, because it's inevitably going to be a show. You know what I mean? No matter where I swing it. And I'm trying my very best to see it in a positive light. Like I always say, it's a skill to be able to solo parent, but it takes me a few days because it's so haphazard. It's like 1 week he's here, 1 week he's not. It takes me a few days to get acclimated towards it and to really adjust, you know? So the more I can do and offload, the better, because then I can build in some sort of me time when they're at school so that I can recover from the morning and prepare for the afternoon, because those are so hectic, and then like bedtime. Chicken came out really well. Just going to put some foil on top of it to keep it warm for later. Check on what's going on in the real world. And then get ready to pick up my kids and start the rat race all over again.